Hello, Resurrection. Today is July the 23rd. It's Wednesday, and we have got just a couple of weeks before school starts. We are on track with our Wednesday night programming, but I understand that with kids and youth, these are a busy and precious couple of weeks. So I think that we'll be a little low in the kid and youth attendance tonight and next week for our Wednesday night programming, which is completely understandable. But we're going to continue on for the next couple of weeks as we count down to school starting and have our regular Wednesday programming. At least on my end, we'll have family dinner tonight at 6 o'clock, and then we'll break into Bible study. I'm having a good time in Bible study right now. We've spent a couple of weeks in the Gospel of John, and we're going to pop over to Luke for just a little bit tonight and talk about the Gospel of Luke and the nativity account there. And we're enjoying starting out with our 100,000 foot survey of the New Testament, those 100 passages that everybody ought to know from the Bible. Enjoying doing that, and I think we've had some pretty good discussions in the last couple of weeks. Well, Elizabeth Nash is out of town this week, so goodness only knows what the bulletin is going to look like. I've been left to my own devices, so I would imagine that only half of the things that need to be done will be done. My first project for today is to see if I can get this darn email out to you all. I have no idea what I'm doing here when she's not here, and but I'm tickled that she's doing what she's doing. She has taken a week off to do some intensive liturgy training, taking a course on liturgy at Nashotah House in Wisconsin, which is where I went to seminary and where she went to seminary. And she is doing that as further training as she continues on her journey down the ordination path in the Diocese of Tennessee, ordination to the priesthood, and I'm proud of that. One thing Elizabeth is good at is well, she's better at it than I am, and that a lot of us are. Is that when Elizabeth is needing some time to reconnect, she'll take the time to do that. She will take the time to go on a retreat, on a silent retreat. She'll take the time to do some spiritual reading. She's taking a course right now, and something that she feels very strongly about. And as we get to know her more and more as someone who is approaching ordination, I'm sure she'll talk more and more about this. But one thing that she is adamant about, and she's right, is taking the time that you need spiritually, and in particular, making a retreat, a spiritual retreat. I think she tries to do it at least once a year, and that is something that would be good for all of us to do. Now, they don't have to be week-long retreats. They don't have to be super intensive. Sometimes you can book a short retreat at a retreat center or a monastery or somewhere like that for just a few days and go and kind of reconnect. There are all kinds of different retreats to take. Elizabeth loves to make a silent retreat where you go and you're not expected to talk to anybody, and you don't have to sit and listen to anybody talk to you unless you want it, and you can sit there and you can pray and you can reconnect with God and refocus your thoughts and get your head in order. And I'll tell you that that is something that I used to dread like the plague. You know me well enough to know that it actually hurts me to be quiet for too long. But the older I get, I've always heard this, that the longer you're a priest, the less extroverted you become or the more introverted you become. And I'm starting to believe that that's right. Now, I'm still nowhere near an introvert, but I do think I'm not as extroverted as I used to be, if you can believe that. I don't think I'm as extroverted as I used to be. And the idea of a silent retreat no longer no longer scares me. In fact, it's something that I could use every now and then. Now, I still have to take it in small doses, but to go and spend a couple of days being quiet, not having to be on, not having to be up, and that's not just about the priesthood. That's about any of us who spend our lives parenting or in the workforce or doing whatever it is we do, that sometimes you don't want to be on. You don't want to be up all the time. And priesthood for sure is that way. So to be able to go for a couple of days and sit and pray or be quiet or just to collect my thoughts is something that I have come to value more the older I get. If you've never done anything like that, there are all kinds of places that can teach you how to do that. Take you through a guided retreat, or if you're a pro by now, there are all kinds of places around here that are really good for that. We have got, I don't know if you know it or not, but we've got monasteries and retreat centers and spiritual centers and things like that all around us within a day's drive in just about any direction that would be happy to host you for one of those things for just a few days. And if that's something that you think you'd be interested in, let us know, and we'd be happy to help you find the good match for you. But I challenge you this summer to think about that, or maybe looking to do something in the fall if you've got a free weekend to go and do that. It would begin. You could probably begin Thursday after work, or maybe even maybe Friday after work. I think you could probably do that as well, and then end with church services there on Sunday morning. It's just a way to kind of focus you in on the things that need to be done. A little business news. We had a really good meeting with a man who is actually, his name is Dale Maxfield. He is the treasurer at the cathedral and has been for a long time. The dean of the cathedral, who retired recently, Timothy Kimbrough, says that Dale Maxfield is the one who was kind of the mastermind behind the financial turnaround at the cathedral. The cathedral's in pretty good shape financially right now, and a lot of it had to do with Dale Maxfield's ideas. We happen to have an in with Dale Maxfield, in that he is Melinda Terry's brother. And so he sat down with a couple of us earlier this week talking about some recommendations that he would have financially in the parish, and had some brilliant and exciting ideas. And I think we want to get together and talk about some of those ideas sooner rather than later. I'm going to call a special vestry meeting. I think I haven't talked to John about that yet, but I think John and I can come together on calling a special vestry meeting sometime soon, and then maybe a parish meeting sometime, maybe even a dinner. I might cook for everybody. We could sit down and have dinner together. We might do it on a Wednesday. We've got critical mass on Wednesday already. Invite everybody in, feed everybody some dinner, and talk about some things that I think could be pretty exciting for the parish coming up. Y'all have been working hard this year. It's been a tough year for us financially, for some good reasons, actually. But you've been working awfully hard, and I think you might be ready for some good news. I think we've got some, as a matter of fact. So, at least some exciting news, some promising news. So y'all stay tuned for that. We'll talk more about that after we get the vestry together, and I'm looking forward to it. I will see you this very evening at 6 o'clock, or on Sunday at 8 or 10:30. I love you. I'll see you soon.